Hey, I'm Chef Andre Rush. I'm here with my good friend Albert. And I came into this place because, first off, everybody knows me as the White House chef. I've cooked for a lot of presidents. I also do 2,222 push-ups, which I was gonna do also after we get done cooking. Right? Okay, he'll tell you later. But anyway, I've come back decorated bed, which is why I have this. I've been all over the world. I cook for a lot of different people. But today I want to talk to my good friend because we're gonna cook one of my favorites from one of my presidents, President Obama, his chili. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna elevate the chili up because it's a foundation and we're gonna keep it going. So we're gonna have some beef and some pork and all these different things, and we're gonna have a great time. I think maybe we're gonna put the chili on a bun, some dogs or some sausage or something like that. We can do that.
Half smoked chili.
House what?
Half smoked chili.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's why this is my good friend Albert. So we're gonna have some fun. Stick around, we'll do it, and it's gonna be easy, simple, quick, and delicious. We have ground beef. We also have some pork, but we also have some other beef here that I want to put inside of it because I like different textures. That sounds pretty good. Okay, never mind. So we have ground beef, we got this, we're gonna cut these up in small dice. We also have some pork for that fat, nice to go inside, a nice contrast. We're gonna go ahead, dice this up, cut this up, ground this off, put it aside, save some of that grease for that, put that aside, and then we'll get started for the next step. The next step we're gonna do is we're gonna get all our vegetables. We have some jalapenos over here. We're gonna get a nice torch to them, roast them off, or you can put them right on top of the grill, right? And then we're gonna get some flavor profiles from that, and then we're gonna add everything else to that.
Sounds
good?
Sounds good.
Sounds good. Okay, let's get started.
Let's do it.
One thing that's gonna happen is I'm gonna teach you and you how to make this. I'm a chef, damn it. I don't cook. You're doing all the cooking. Now, this is the first thing you need to have. You see that piece of meat right there? It smells good. It smells good. Albert's approved. I can smell your meat, all right? Because it smells different ways. So you're gonna take this out, pat it off. Now, this meat right here is, we're gonna cut this up, well, Albert's gonna cut this up into some small dice or medium dice, however you want. It's consistency. Just remember, it takes a longer time to cook, so we gotta pressurize it. We're gonna do this and put a little oil in it, and we're gonna get a nice crusting brown color on it before we do a little pressure to it. So speaking of President Obama, a lot of different things. He was a carnivore, but he also loved his vegetables. That's why Mrs. Obama had the garden. You know, the Five the Right Way did it, which was huge for kids and everybody else. I'm also a vegetarian that loves meat in my vegetables. So that makes a big difference. Obama didn't eat a lot of pork. So this is what we're gonna put pork inside here. Like I said, we're gonna take this foundation and we're gonna lift it all the way up. Besides, I need a lot of protein for these biceps right here. And as you see Albert's cutting this, don't overcomplicate it. Don't be like, they have to be the right size. They don't have to be the right size because guess what? Once they hit the heat, they're gonna be whatever size they wanna be. Just some salt and pepper right now. You know, you always wanna season your food in layers. Don't put all of it at one time. It makes no sense. Is it gonna be done in right away? Of course it's not. A little bit of it, get a nice crust to it, keep it going, and then later on you add to that flavor profile. You just keep seasoning, keep going. One of the things I'll say about seasoning the White House is that every president was always different. Whether they are health conscious, whether they're not, whether a little bit this way. So we had to be very cautious, not only of the president, but the guests that he served, whether it be the VIP guest that comes in. Now, a lot of health concerns because you gotta think about it this way. Everywhere the president went, everybody wants to impress him. They want to impress him, and what do you impress people with? Butter and creams and everything that's rich. So they're not the youngest, so they have to work around their health. Health is very important, so we have to do the same thing with them. We have a cheat sheet that says, hey, we want this, we don't want this. We like salt, we don't like salt. Iodized, kosher, pink, whatever it may be, we have to use. Now, Albert's adding a good little amount of oil for this right here. It's a lot of meat. Remember, this meat is meat, so you gotta get that, to get up to temperature, and then we'll put it aside. And you notice how Albert's just started in the middle, and you just push it all the way out. From the inside, all the way out. In the White House, you know, if you make mistakes, let me replace that. No mistakes happen. They never happen. Everybody has to be on key. And if you have somebody doing one dish, it could be three of us looking at it to make sure it's perfectly. Anything is burnt, anything this, leaves, whatever, you'll be amazed just how meticulous it is to have everything perfect. Tell people if you have that, you don't have to worry about anybody else because everybody's watching everybody else's back. And if you notice what Albert is doing, he's pressing the meat down. Think about a smash burger. What's the first thing they do? They smash it. The reason why they smash it is because you get that nice crust on it. It dries it out. This is the same way we want to have that crust on top of this. Now look at that. Ah, perfect. Smells like meat.
Smells like meat.
So a lot of people don't know that the president's quarters is right above the kitchen. 1, 2 steps is somewhere above and close around. So the president or the family, the first ladies, wherever the kids, they come down to the kitchen. They don't have to, but sometimes they want to come down just to mingle around. Do you get nervous? Of course not. Why would you get nervous when the president's around you? You do get relevant.
Did you ever get nervous?
I don't get nervous. I got nervous around you. He makes me nervous.
You make me nervous.
I should. Should be nervous, damn it. So you see this right here, big bubbles are now getting smaller and smaller. That means that it's reducing down. Everything's reducing down because it's gonna be that solid. It's that chuck roast where you have those nice comfort foods, where you make stews and whatnot. It's not a tenderloin where as soon as it goes in, it's gonna be nice and juicy and tender. All right, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna start the rest of the proteins. The rest of the proteins, we ain't gotta dump this out of here. All we're gonna do is we're gonna take a slide to the side and we're gonna put everything else on top of it. Now we have this beef, the choke. We have the pork. We have the ground beef. This is gonna render down. Remember this ratio for this, I think maybe, what is this, 80-20? 80-20. So that has that fat inside of it. This has a lot more marbling because of that fat. It's gonna render down. And what we're gonna do is, if there's left of it, and it doesn't render all the way, we're gonna take this leftover oil from all of this. We're gonna set it aside and use it for some of our vegetables. This is called teamwork. I hold it, he does it. This is called man hands. Don't ever do that. That's a no-go. I'll tell you something else about the White House is everybody thinks the president actually assigns the chefs in the White House or whoever and so forth. It's actually the first lady. She's assigned for all the hiring. She's also assigned for all of the firing. And also the tempo of the kitchen. So you know how it has, you know, hey, we want to have this or that and so forth. You usually think about it. The president himself is really busy. Even if he's a foodie, he may have a little bit of knowledge of it, or he may just have some of his favorites. And at the same time, you got to think about it. We can incorporate his favorites, but we also have to be politically correct because of the protocol. People from different countries eat different things. Whether you serve from the left or for the right, if you look at them dead in the eye, if you don't, if you say something to them, it's a lot of protocols that you have to follow before even serving someone, or even taking care of. So now when it's all browned up together, you got the pork, you got the ground beef, you got the choke, you have the chuck beef as well. You're gonna get it and you're gonna start mixing it all together. You want all those flavor profiles to just collide. Notice he did not put any more salt or pepper on anything. Look at that color in there. That looks so good. We're gonna put a little bit more salt and pepper on here. One other thing about the White House is that they're human. Palate profiles are very different for each one and whatnot. Everyone have their little twerks. So one of the presidents, they like pickled herring. Another president like the steak with ketchup. Another president likes to separate their M&Ms by colors. Another president, yeah, it's true, I know, right? One day I'll get to that point where I can say, hey Albert, come and separate all of my green and yellow and red M&Ms so I can eat them separately.
No. Okay.
See, there you go. The next time. But they all have little twerks and things that they like. So sometimes it can just be a peanut butter sandwich, which is not bad actually. Looks absolutely amazing. See that color on there? See that brownness? It's not oblique, it's just, it makes you look appealing and appetizing. So while this is done, we'll put this away and we're gonna start our mise en place for all our vegetables. So I would just put down our first vegetable, which is a red pepper, right? We put this inside and we put it on top of this heat to get a nice little char. Charring anything actually just brings up that flavor profile all the way through the root. See how quick that's charring? He's had on here just a few minutes and it's already all the way across. It's just going charring, charring, charring. I'll give you another tip or something that people don't know about the White House. All the food that the president and the first lady eats, that they eat, they have to pay for it. What? I know, right? If it's not official, they get a big bill for any other food that they eat. Whether it be water, whether it be pepper, whether it be something, because it's not official. It's a good thing I'm a taste tester. Jalapenos. I love roasting jalapenos. Actually, I love roasting any type of peppers. Peppers just hold so much flavor inside of them, and when you put that heat to them, like right away, it just comes pouring out. Like what? Jalapenos?
Everything.
Yeah? You don't wrong?
I love everything.
Everything?
I don't say anything wrong, so I love everything.
See, you know, political, that's politics again. He just said, yes, I do. I love everything. I love everybody. You love me? You know what? yes. Simple, easy, quick. It was only there for about 2 minutes or so. It goes right away. I wish you could smell that. It's just coming right through. See, he likes a lot of heat. He put in all the peppers in.
Just 6.
Just 6. That's all. 6. So, you see Albert has all his vegetables. The last thing he has is his garlic. One of the things I do, you can cut them up really small and dice them up whatever, I miss them. One of the things I always do is I pop my garlic. Easy. People say, what's popping your garlic? You take your knife, you put it down, and you're gonna release all the flavors out of it. You're gonna pop it, and then you're gonna turn it back over and then just put them in. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. You just wanna open it up. That's gonna make it seep through all of those flavors really quick and really fast. You're just doing a rough cut. A rough chop, they don't have to be, it's garlic. It's going in one place. Perfect. Pinto beans. Guys, don't reinvent the wheel. Buy your pinto beans. It's easy, it's simple, you know. Open them up, pop them in, they're done, it's quick and easy. Per se in the White House, everything is usually made from scratch. As I was saying in the White House, we usually make everything from scratch. Sometimes you gotta cut corners on it, but if you have the time to do it, why not make it from scratch? It keeps your craft up, but also makes you can be able to play with it a little bit differently. But for me, if I have beans, I'm gonna use some beans. Same pot. Now that just looks pretty. It's true what they say, you eat with your eyes. So now Albert is going to add that more seasoning to it. This is gonna be a little bit more garlic. You can't go wrong with garlic. I love garlic, not garlic salt, just regular granulated garlic. Not powder, granulated garlic. A couple of flakes. We all have enough of, he likes that spice to it. We have jalapenos inside as well. Now, oregano. Everybody loves oregano. Forget about it. Cumin. I'm human with cumin. You like that, right? Yeah. See, it's like, I'm a poet and I didn't even know it.
And
I'm black and I'm back. Chili. What kind of chili is this? Organic chili powder. I love chili powder. Just the nice smell of it, it makes the chili. Wow, that smells delicious. So let's add a little bit more oil to the juices that are already inside, right? That's gonna get it going. Look at that, just baked on. Albert, it's not for drinking, that's for the glazing. The glaze. Okay, now Albert's the glazing is. Look at that, it's pulling up everything. And you got that off-brand. In the White House, we make our own beer there. Any way we like it with the hops. If you never made beer, it might be a different hobby you might want to try because it's something like giving birth and having our own baby. You do your own beer. Look at this color in this. Can you see this? Tomatoes. You say tomatoes, I say tomatoes. You know, when I say you eat with your eyes, you can also see that richness in this chili. Now it's time for those bad boys to meet the protein. Ah, look at that. Now we're gonna add some broth to this. Now everything should meet each other. Like, hello, how are you? Thank you, nice to meet you, right?
yeah.
So, the next thing is, while we wait for the chili, it's gonna be slow and simmer. Albert, don't play with the meat. While we're waiting for everything else, we're gonna go ahead and sear up these hot dogs. I don't like to put them in boiling water because it just takes everything out of them. So we're just gonna put them right inside here with a little bit of oil in a hot pan. I wanna get that nice crust on top of it. Look at that. Now that's a nice toasted bun.
Can you help with something?
There you go. And there you have it. We have Obama's special chili with a twist. Now that's Obama approved.